Emily Booth, how are we?
Hello.
Hop in.
Oh, thank God, I needed a lift.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Missed you. I haven't seen you in ages.
I know.
How are you? Like,
how's
life?
Life is different. Obviously, I'm struggling with an ACL problem at the moment, but trying to enjoy golf and be out on the golf course more. Trying
as much
to
as you can.
Use as much of this weather we've got.
Oh my God! Can you believe it? We're in October and it's 25 degrees. Are you playing much golf now?
Just kind of the more odd golf days and events like that because I need to get an ACL repair, so I'm very limited to how much I can play at the moment.
And when is that happening? Soon?
Probably around Christmas time.
It packs up here anyway, doesn't it? It's so dead. That's why I bugger off back to Dubai and I don't want to play any more golf here.
I want to go back there soon.
I know.
Not right this second yet, it's still too hot.
No, I know. Yeah. What are you doing in your spare time then? Obviously you're not playing much golf.
I worked a little bit with a management company just to kind of engage with what kind of other avenues I can do during this time. You know, if coaching is a direction or media. So, just bits and bobs.
Going back to your career, how did it start? Where did it start? Why did you start?
Well, my mum and dad, we brought us up on a farm, and
this was in Scotland.
Scotland, and we had a 100-acre farm. He was a silver medalist for the Commonwealth Games for wrestling, and
your dad was?
My dad was,
my God.
So he introduced us to every kind of sport growing up, which was great in that sense, and also then built a little bit of a mini golf course in our garden. So. My oldest brother.
Got 100 acres.
So
make use of it.
It was kind of there for me with my older brother getting into it. So it kind of just started from there, and then from 8 years old, I got a handicap, and
at 8 years old, what was that handicap?
20, which was known as kind of an unknown kind of world record.
And being female as well was.
Well, it was difficult. Growing up. I was playing a lot with boys. So we've seen the progress of how that's come about now. You can see the difference of how much female sport is becoming so much more popular, which is great.
Did you find any struggles growing up and being female in a male-dominated sport? Because it was huge. People see it as an old man sport, don't they? And
it was more for the fact that I never really had kind of normal life in a sense of different highs. Like I went to America for 2 years. For golf, and that was 4 different high schools in 5 years. And I kind of had to learn the hard way, but it made me grow up and find a lot of independence from 14 years old, and then turning pro at 17. That's obviously
crazy, isn't it?
Crazy in somewhat ways.
And the biggest tournament you've played in, at the very young age, you were 17. What was the first one you went into and you knew, Jesus, I'm wicked? I'm good.
Well, my first professional event was when I was 14.
Right,
and I finished 13th. And that was the Scottish Open. That was my first win as main tour win, Scottish Open, when I was 19. I was able to learn a lot. It's not easy. It was a lot of discipline, a lot of hard work, a lot of travel. And
did you have your parents go with you?
No. I feel like it's a very much high and low sport, obviously.
Of course. And a lonely sport as well.
Very lonely, I've managed to travel the world. I've met so many influencers of people in all kinds of sports and business. And that's what golf has, is something that is really amazing.
And if you didn't go along the golfing route, what do you think you'd be doing right now?
Well, I would have chosen another sport.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Well, you were big into gymnastics, right?
Gymnastics, swimming, like every kind of sport. I just stood out more.
In golf.
And also, that's the sport my brother was wanting to pursue, and it just kind of, and I stood out more.
It just hit.
Which was nice. And it's
I like that.
A longer career. So
once the injuries are sorted, do you see yourself playing full-time again, or do you think you won't get back to that stage?
It's kind of looking at options at what kind of direction I could possibly go into, because that's not a certainty that I would, because I'm not sure if I want to be traveling so much again, but we'll see. It's always an option that's open. So we'll see. Any
regrets in your career so far? Anything that you wish you'd pursued or done differently or anything like that?
In some ways, no and yes. Where maybe there's times where I felt like I could have maybe practiced a little bit harder or taken a bit more time to dedicate certain aspects.
Okay.
But you know, I worked hard. And, you know, sometimes you kind of think you didn't work hard enough.
No, I wish I was more dedicated to practicing, because I'd love to be in your position. I was telling you earlier, like I'd love to be in your shoes, to be able to play on tour, but I just don't think I have that mental state to execute as much as like you have and other people have.
I was more of a field player as well, so I would do the practice what I thought was productive, and then
when you got bored, you sacked it off.
I got bored. I'm like, I'm just hitting the same shot, and then it's either going to get worse.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right, it's good. So I'm going to go now.
Do you enjoy it though, or do you get bored of it?
I did. I went through a period of it because it is so stressful. Yeah. And it's great when you're playing well and you're doing well and you're meeting people, but when you're missing cut after cut, it's depressing. It is depressing in some way, and you're spending a lot of money on it too.
And you need to make that money back, don't you? And it's hard.
So I am, now I'm just kind of taking this time this year where, you know, being slightly injured, not being able to play as much, finding the love again, and it's just nice to play where I've not got so much pressure. And, you know, playing with my other half or just friends or a bit of banter,
you need to find the fun again and
where it's not
don't take
so
it too
much
seriously.
Like exactly, where the pressure's not there the same.
Anyone growing up young, obviously as young as you have, and I started as well. I started at 4 or 5. Any advice you'd give to the younger generation and like wanting to pursue a career in golf?
I think it's not to force it. You know, it depends on obviously your parents and what is available and what opportunities can be given. But I think especially that age, it's just to keep learning and enjoy it. And that
should be more of a hobby rather than like you're doing this, you're doing that.
Decide this is like where this is a career I want to pursue, or you know, I want to really focus on this. Or it's a tough time because you're also learning and growing as a person. You need to be around the right people and have the correct support.
Have the support. Fitness is a huge part, or has been a huge part growing up. Like I remember seeing pictures of you and you're Jesus, like it was amazing. And like listen, you still look impeccable. But how do you keep it up? How do you maintain it with your golf as well? Because like I'm very much into my gym and weightlifting and things like that. How do you like? Did you see a struggle with weightlifting and going straight onto the golf course?
I was very, very much gym orientated, which was probably quite a rarity for a lot. Like, you know, in my beginning of my time, you know, you've seen the difference from growing up playing with Rory and traveling to now how much that's become such a norm, the norm. So I think, you know, that's been a big, massive transition in the last 10 years for people to get fit and hit the ball further and things like this.
But like everyone's down the gym, all the women are down the gym now.
Exactly.
I remember going to an event, I think it was at the London Club, and I was only young at the time, and you were doing bloody black flips and all sorts down the green.
I remember that.
What was it? What was it? It was the match play event, wasn't it?
It was Golf Live.
It was, So I was there watching, and
it was a trick shot, and then I was like, I've got a trick shot.
Watch me do some backflip.
It wasn't quite a trick shot. It was a trick flip.
Like, everyone was more impressed with that than some bloody keepy uppies or something. Exactly. Okay, so the nutritional side of golf. Do you tend to stick to a diet? Do you tend to stick to a routine or not?
Well, when I was in my proper fittest time states, I was very kind of regiment, and you know, I've always been quite a healthy eater. I eat a lot, but healthy. Protein, what you need. I think it depends on what you're doing necessarily as well, but you know, I went through phases of that, and I think it's about balance too. Because sometimes I would wake up at night really hungry because I've just trained and worked so hard during the day, and I've just not had enough carbs. So you kind of need to have that balance.
What's your go-to snack on the golf course?
It would have been. It depends.
Protein shake.
More protein bar. It depends what country, and it depends how hot it is.
Okay.
Because it's melted by the time I eat the protein bar. If it's chocolate, you know, there was a time where I was having like peanut butter, banana, and honey sandwich as a snack.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Mixture.
a protein shake or like say protein bar or some fruits.
Okay, so a dream four-ball of yours.
Oh,
so I'm sure you've played with a lot of
a few times
in your
over
time.
the years.
Go on. What is it now?
Obviously, I would love to play with Tiger Woods.
Okay.
I mean, that's a given.
I'd love to do that as well.
And you know, I'm a big fan of The Rock.
Yeah.
And
why?
Just because
of his acting or his wrestling?
No, he DM'd me once.
Shut up, did he?
Yeah, we've spoken.
Oh my god!
A while back. Right, I'm not going to get into
Drop the mic, guys.
Yeah, like drop it.
Nice.
No, so like, you know, I just love his enthusiasm. I think he just seems like such a famously known person who, you know, seems so humbled at the same time. And
I love that.
It's very, you know, you get such a mixture of personalities that you follow, and I just feel like he's like, different gravy.
Different gravy.
Be the president.
Yeah.
Like,
go on, sorry. Tiger Woods, Rock.
Oh yeah, and I had to put my boyfriend in there.
Oh, shove him in. It's fine.
Jack Beckett. Yeah.
Worst experience you faced within the golfing industry? Anything you've gone through?
Yeah, quite a lot.
Quite a lot.
It's tough when you're constantly in the media or you've become someone of a known person.
Yeah.
And you're
talk of the town.
The kind of pressure that, you know, you start to put on yourself when you feel like you're trying to please people. That was always quite a difficult thing for me too.
Okay.
You know, maybe like, you know, you want to just please your sponsors, your family, and then when, you know, obviously social media gets a bit stronger, and that was something that I was kind of involved in quite young.
So with that and with your golf, does that detriment your golf at all? Do you see yourself playing badly when you're putting that much pressure on yourself?
Sometimes I start thinking about what other people think.
That's my issue.
Yeah.
And that's what I was doing. I was announcing that I was going into tournaments. Yeah. Because I have several thousand people following me. Yeah. And I'm getting backlash going, you call yourself a pro? And I'm like, well, I'm a teaching pro. I'm not really a tour pro like yourself.
It can be quite overwhelming.
And how do you overcome that? Do you just try and block it out?
You kind of have to just learn.
Yeah.
I started tour and I didn't have a good first 2 years where it was a little bit obviously disappointing, but then it took me, after winning 3 times in 2012, I didn't win again until 2019, but I went in there to just have some fun.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the way, it's the way you like think about the event sometimes. I think I just needed to relax a bit more.
Well, I say recently, a few years ago now, like something happened to me on a night out, and it all went public. Basically, I did a Miss England competition, like a pageant, and because I was in the limelight of doing a pageant like that for the country, something that had happened went in the press, and you can't, it's bad press as well, and you cannot change that. It goes out there, but you will become a better person for having that and overcoming it.
Yeah, and I have to accept that I was about to tee off for the British Open.
Yeah.
My iCloud got hacked, and I think everyone knows that.
Yeah.
It's a traumatic, you know, they're personal. It was, a very tough time to try and figure out how to adapt, because also when it gets online, it doesn't matter how much money I spend to get it off Google, it's still going to go around. You know, it's
at the end of the day,
not something I've done wrong.
No, not at all. I see it as jealousy, innit? People get their back up over certain things, and it just whatever. But anyway, moving on. Right, quick fire questions. Okay. Cool. UAE or USA?
I've spent more time, schooled in the USA. Yeah. But more time since I've been a pro in the UAE.
Okay.
So I would have said that would be more of a second home for me.
Okay.
Since 18 years on.
Okay. Walk or carts?
I prefer to walk with my caddy.
Okay. Sorry, you're stuck in here with me now.
or it's more fun golf when it's really hot in a cart.
Okay, so I like that.
Definitely a cart in Dubai.
Coffee or tea?
I've been through periods of both where I've got a bit like one or the other, but probably tea.
Favorite drink?
I went through a very bad stage of loving Diet Coke too much.
Okay.
So like fizzy drinks. Yeah, that was bad.
All right.
That was America for me.
Yeah. City break or beach holiday?
Beach.
Heels or trainers?
See, I'm a bit of a both, but I'm
a bit of a both as well.
I like to dance, so that's kind of when I was living back in Cheshire.
Yeah.
I was going out with a dress and trainers because I wanted to dance for hours, and I was like, this is great cardio too.
Yeah, if you skip the gym in the day, you're fine.
Exactly.
You're good.
Right, I've got 3 hours. I can just go smash it from like 10 till 12, and then I'm like, I'm home.
Favourite movie? This is hard. I couldn't answer this earlier.
This is a difficult one. I do love First Hangover.
Someone else said that the other day.
Yeah, first one's the best. Equalizer. Actually, I wouldn't put that in my top, actually.
Okay.
Gladiator.
Okay.
Man on Fire. Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids. Love that.
Then there's a few other...
Oh, okay. All right. Shut up. Favourite Scottish snack?
Oh, square sausage. Well, it's not... It's not snack, but it's like...
Is that haggis?
No, it's a sausage.
But I thought haggis was like a squish sausage.
No.
Am I wrong?
That's blood.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
What, haggis is blood? No, that's...
Yeah, you don't say that out loud because people won't eat it. It's like haggis.
I didn't know that. I thought haggis was like...
A square sausage is just like a fat sausage.
You just like it for the shape.
No, it just tastes different. But
okay.
It's the only thing I know that they don't like have in England.
Worst fear?
Spiders. 100%.
Same.
Spiders.
Okay. And celebrity crush?
Paul Walker used to be mine.
Really?
Years back.
No.
Not really.
Can't say it now, you got a boy. So.
Yeah, no.
I'll let you off.
Just pass that one.
Okay, so would you rather questions now? Be a Victoria's Secret model or an astronaut?
Yeah, I don't think I'm smart enough to be an astronaut, so I mean, I'd probably have to go.
Got to strut your stuff down the catwalk.
I think I could strut those hips.
Would you prefer to see into your future or go back in the past, like for a day?
I think 100% future because I like to keep a lot of my past in my past.
Okay, that's okay. Would you rather sing through life or dance through everything? That just basically sums you up to a T.
Dance.
Die in 20 years, no regrets, or live 100 years with...
Well, I would not like...
no regrets.
Well, I wouldn't like to be old and not be able to physically do stuff myself. So, yeah, 20 years.
Okay, so, Liv's Vault. This is what I've named it. It's really cool.
Liv's Vault.
Liv's Vault. So you need to put something in this safe, this vault, to banish from the world within golf and without a golf. So what do you despise about the golfing industry that you want to get rid of? Now I've had a fade in there and I've had a hook in. I think I've had a hook in there so far. So we're not left with many other shot shapes.
Oh God,
it's hard.
Are you talking about more of a shot?
No, I'm talking about anything in golf. Like could be a rolling.
Losing my golf clubs at airports.
Okay, I like that one. Yeah.
Because there's times where I've been flying and I've been to a tournament with not had my clubs that arrived till Friday or closed. That would be my first. And secondly,
and something out of golf.
Airports in Asia.
Why? Too busy.
They the plane has come down. The door's not open yet, but everyone's like.
That's every plane. That's every airport.
No, they especially love to rush to the front to get out.
There's you like this.
And then you're standing at the carousel, and then like
your luggage is like 10 meters behind you.
Just calm down. Just a little bit too stressful. It's just a bit too chaotic, I would say sometimes.
No, I agree. I like that. That's fine. Okay, well, I'm going to drop you off now. So, where would you like to go?
To your car? To my car or anywhere.
Thanks for this little chit chat.